Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming this Friday morning. My topic of talk for this morning is the influence of solar irradiance variability on the design of photovoltaic thermal systems for Greater Toronto Area. So let me start my talk by telling you how I got involved in this topic. I work in the area of building integrated photovoltaic thermal systems. I use some analytical modeling and some simulation softwares. So I wanted to compare some results using results found using the analytical models and the simulation. So to do so, I wanted to use the weather data, which is incorporated into the simulation software. I use a Transys simulation software. So I found that there are three weather data files, TMY2, TMY3, and Meteonor. So TMY2 and TMY3, they don't contain weather data for Canadian cities, but they have US cities. So Meteonor contains data for Canadian cities, but it contains only 1 year weather data, so from 1995. So that data is okay to compare some simulation results, but if you want to design a standalone PV or a PVT system, then 1 year data is not sufficient. So that's how I started to look into this area. So I started this area a couple of months ago. So what you are going to see here is a preliminary result. Before I go into the weather data itself, let me give you some introduction about a PVT system. So a PVT system is a system which actually can produce both heat and electricity. The thermal energy is extracted from the back of the PV by circulating fluid, and then that can be fed into HVAC system, or it can be used directly, for example, for domestic space heating, or it can be also stored in some thermal storage systems. So in addition to giving thermal energy, the idea of recovering heat from behind the PV arrays actually increases the electrical efficiency of the PV itself, because above 25 degrees Celsius, when the heat builds up behind the PV arrays, then the electrical efficiency drops by about 0.5%. So a BIPVT system then is an integrated system which it takes PVT as part of the building. So we incorporate the PVT system into the roof structure or to the wall structure, so it becomes part of the building itself. So it should be mechanically sound, structurally sound, also it should be aesthetically nice. So what you see here is some illustration which shows a PV integrated into the wall and into the roof, and then the heat is extracted and it's fed to the heat source pump. So the warm air extracted in such a way actually can increase the coefficient of performance of the air source heat pump. So the objective of this study is to investigate the influence of solar irradiance variability on the design of PV systems. So results is collected at Toronto and Region Conservation Center. We have a research facility. Most of our experiment is done in these two twin houses. So we collect environmental data, the whole weather data, and then see performances of each mechanical equipment. So we collect actually solar radiation data every second. So, but what you get from this simulation software is mostly monthly average or a daily average data. For example, from Transys Meteonor data, you get about daily average weather data, which is about for the whole year, 8,760 data. But we can have from our research facility every second or every 15 minutes. So this is to illustrate what will happen, for example, if we design a PV, standalone PV or a PVT system using a monthly average data. which most of the software which now exists there, they use usually mostly the monthly average data. This is extracted from red screen. It's a NASA weather data. That shows for the month of July for 10 years. And the data, so you have the monthly average and the daily data. So because designing a PV system or a PVT system is actually a prediction exercise, right? Using the past weather data, we are trying to design a new PV system or a PVT system. So that means we are incorporating some uncertainties. So how large is that uncertainty? So we can somehow use some statistical analysis and then find this variation when we take average data. So, for example, this is for year 2003, from 2003 to 2012. So this is what you get standard deviation of the monthly average, and then having a certain percent of confidence level, let's say 95% confidence level. So what's the variability? How does this one actually, what's the uncertainty we introduce in designing PVT systems? So for example, if we use the 2003, the data from the data from 2003, you introduce about 75% uncertainty. So you are like plus minus 75. And for the year 2011, it's about 38%. So is it really wise to use such average data like for a year, or how can we decrease this uncertainty, let's say, to a lower value? So we can do that because this variation is based on the number of data collected, right? So by increasing the number of data collected. So that can be done by taking time intervals, either making small, or you can also enlarge over many years. You can collect the data and then decrease this one. So this is the idea of this project, this topic. And then by constructing a sizing curve, which is actually plotted using the PV array capacity and the storage capacity, and by having that sizing curve, then we can actually then have a design system which gives us a reliable power supply. So we collect, so this is a picture which shows a research facility. We have a TRCA, and then we have a data collected here every 15 minutes. So what the idea of having CA and CS is that, so if you are in this region, then you will have a reliable system. So this is your supply. The supply is very reliable, which means that any combination of CA and CS, storage capacity or array capacity, will give you an energy which can be supplied to the load for a given period of time without any interruption. So this can be done for a given period of time, and then we get different sizing curves. So this is the two sizing curves which compare actually. One data is collected every 15 minutes based on 15-minute data, and the other one is on hourly data. So you can see that you have two different sizing curves. So you can, this is just to show that having a smaller time interval gives you a different sizing curve. So you can better have your design. So we think that designs based on this sizing curve give you a more reliable power supply for the demand. So in conclusion, so when you design a PVT systems, it's essential to have large number of data so that you can capture what's the weather information or the solar radiation data, and that can be statistically probably determined and be used for design of PVT systems. These are the references, and this is our partners. Thank you for listening. So Just a second.